Hello, it is your girl Nurse Jules here. Thank you for tuning in. If you aren't a subscriber, please hit the subscribe button and like and listen to what I have to say about Taraji P Henson. So last week, apparently, she gave an interview where she discussed the pay disparities that are faced amongst female African American actresses. And in there, she was crying and expressing her sorrow and the fact that she is tired and she's had to work very hard and she is just tired. And at one point, apparently may have considered actually leaving the industry because of her fatigue. I am not going to say that there is not a difference in the pay, but I want to share that, Taraji, many people are tired. Many people working 2 jobs, 3 jobs just to make ends meet are very tired as well. And they do not have the option to just quit or not go in the next day or to give up. They have to keep trying and going hard to care for their families. I want to make sure that I point that out first. But I do want to say, Taraji, I do see and I do hear what you were saying, that there is a difference in the pay that you receive and African-American female receives compared to some other actors in the industry. I saw in Benjamin Button that you only received $150,000 for your role. And while that is a lot for some of us, in comparison to Brad Pitt, who scored $10 million, that is a wide difference. You were the third highest or the third most well-known actress on the movie, and you only received $150. And apparently you were responsible, or Taraji was only responsible for her hotel stay and everything out of that $150. So in comparison to Brad Pitt, she did make, I don't want to say pennies, but it was a nominal amount compared to what he made. Minimal. But I want to say, Taraji, she's one of my favorite actresses, Taraji is. And if she's in a movie, more than likely I'm going to watch it because I love the role she plays. I love her acting. I love how she lights up the screen. I do. She brings the kind of acting I like to see when I'm sitting in it and trying to enjoy a show. But I want to say, I think, Taraji, it seems that there is only one type of role that Taraji seems to play. And I am wondering if that is what has hindered her and if that is what has hurt her in the industry. And I'm being careful when I say hurt because she's still worth $12 million. But when I compared her gross, or her net worth, I should say, to that of Gabrielle Union, that of Angela Bassett, that of Jennifer Hudson, that of Halle Berry, there was quite a difference. And for as long as she's been in the industry, I would have thought that hers would have been at least equivalent to theirs, if not higher than some of them. But she is substantially lower, which surprised me. So it made me think about the roles that she does. And we have wondered, my husband and I were talking about it, and has she been typecasted? And the type of role that she actually plays is a role that they're not going to spend a lot of money on, or they'll just get another African-American actress to do it. Because it seems like the roles that Taraji plays are mostly African-American roles. And when I'm saying that, I'm saying, like, for instance, in Benjamin Button, you knew that she was married. She played as a Black wife. In The Color Purple, she is obviously like one of those African-American descendant characters. Most of the movies that she's played into, she is an African-American mother, girlfriend, sister, family member. Her role is in that African-American community. Whereas if you have Angelina Jolie in a movie, she is playing in Laura Croft. She is playing in Mr. and Mrs. Pitt. Those roles, those movie roles are not like associated with a particular culture or anything like that. It is a role. So I am wondering, and we wonder if that has hurt her. And if so, how can she go about changing that? How can she go about correcting that and fixing it? She's saying that when she went to the negotiating table, they told her that her role does not translate well overseas. Well, what can we do to change that, Taraji? How can we get it that those roles translate overseas? I get what they're saying to an extent, where they're saying, well, Taraji, you only bring in a certain amount at the box office. So if you only bring in this amount at the box office, we can only give you this amount because you are not generating more. Whereas if we put Brad Pitt, he sells overseas and we generate a significant increase in funds because he translates well. So I am not saying it's okay that you don't translate well or African Americans don't translate well overseas. But what I'm trying to say is, or what I'm asking is, what can we do to change that? How can we get beyond that? Instead of getting mad and, obviously you have every right to be upset about that. It's alarming. It's disgusting. But what can we do so that we do start to translate well overseas? How can we change that? So Taraji, I am with you with noticing that there is a significant difference in the amount that you get paid versus others that are in the industry. But what can we do to get past that? And what can we do differently?